As long as I'm President of the United States, Iran will never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
And the president alerting Congress tonight the U.S. will respond with force if Iran retaliates for the drone strike that killed top Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani.
1 year ago this week, more than 500,000 Hong Kongers hit the streets. Their anger targeted Chief Executive Carrie Lam and a controversial extradition bill. Their fear, it would give Beijing the power to disappear people in Hong Kong into China's opaque legal system.
For months, Australia has endured the most prolonged and destructive bushfire emergency in memory.
The storm cell is developed to the north with heavy wind gusts toward the southwest. Fire just hit trigger point 3. It's not gonna run.
The WHO says there are a lot of unknowns about this disease, from the source to how it spreads and its clinical features.
We don't know the source of this virus. We don't understand how easily it spreads.
It's urging its citizens not to travel abroad as it struggles to contain the virus that has now killed more than 100 people. The total number
restrictions. They don't want to see a repeat of SARS, similar to this, we think, which happened back in 2002.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus.
What is the most resilient parasite? A bacteria? A virus? An intestinal worm?
A Philippine podcast show dedicated to help you thrive for greatness.
This guy is phenomenally passionate about what he does.
How freaking amazing Jameer is. So skilled and so qualified, and I highly recommend him.
Without a doubt, the best funnel builder I've ever come across.
Yeah, really into the detail, and cannot recommend him highly enough.
Not only was efficient and fast, but he understood the project.
The person who built our entire funnel from beginning to end and has been with us since day one is Jameer.
Nothing But Up, the podcast. With your host, Jameer and
I'm always flexing.
All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. This is Jameer Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up, the podcast. And this is episode 21, guys, season 1. And I'm coming to you live here from my simple home office in the province of South Cotabato. So, guys, I mean, this episode is going to be our last episode for this year, year 2020. And how cool does it get then to end this year with my brothers from Cebuano Hoops Live. So they'll be joining us today. We'll be having Mark Malazarte, Jerry, Brother Migs, and Brother Jaff on today's show. And we'll be bringing them in later on our show today. So just hang in there, stick around, and I promise you, we'll be having a blast on today's episode. So anyway, quickly, guys, I just want to give my shout outs to Cocina Quince. This is owned and managed by Ma'am Angie Elliptico. Thank you also to Eman Elliptico for gracing us and accommodating us last week. Cocina Quince, guys, best resto in the house. You can visit them just right beside Rapidi. And as always, thank you so much to Mr. Dave Maestro-Campo of Coles Cancy for sponsoring our show. You've been with us for quite a while now. I think we're right about 3 months. 3 months on. Every every episode you're with us, and really appreciate you for supporting me and the show. And most importantly, guys, if you're around the corner, or even if you're not, drop by our Facebook page. That's MJM Apparel. Our shop is now open, but you can always check out our Facebook page. If you're digging some authentic and original bags, shoes. We also have replica caps, dresses, T-shirts at very, very affordable prices. And lastly, thank you so much for everybody that has supported the show. Amazingly enough, people are tuned in, from 13 different countries. We are also having over 2,000 downloads and over 10,000 listens and hits spread all around the globe across. So thank you so much. You can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcast. And 2 weeks ago, we are on Podplay as well. So if you just came across this episode, it's never too late, guys. Please follow us on YouTube, Funnel Expert PH. You can also check us out on Facebook. That's Funnel Expert PH. And you can check us out, again, as what I mentioned, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all those platforms, podcasting platforms, So, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Appreciate you appreciate all of you for the support and love. Anyway, let's just try and dive into our topic today. So, from a deadly pandemic to a global movement of racial injustice, at least for me, the year 2020 has already experienced its fair share of world-shifting events. And it's just a few more days from being over or wrapping up 2020. And this year has been really, really crazy. I think not just for me, but for most of us, perhaps. And this year is indeed unforgettable, at least in a very personal standpoint, because, I lost my father this year, February that was. And having him gone was just literally the start of it. But I learned a really hard lesson with, my dad passing away. You just gotta have to stay positive all the time, guys. That's all I can say. Well, positive, not in the sense with, being positive with drugs or with COVID-19, and no pun intended there. Just be positive all the time, guys. That's all that you can probably, do with all the craziness that we've experienced for 2020. And 2020 has indeed taught me how to stay strong despite, whatever fucking situation I was in. This year taught me to be more patient. This year also taught me to become much more smarter. And when I lost my dad, I had to, abruptly adjust. I had to. But one thing which I found really odd was that it never sinked in during that moment. It was when I was already home, when I was here. And away from my mom, away from my siblings, my relatives. Losing him was so damn tough for me that I had a very difficult time coping up. I became so dreaded with work, and I worked over 18 hours a day, every day for like 7 months. My sleeping habits were terrible, eating habits even more. It really took the toll on me eventually. But just this September, I found out that I have diabetes. So really, I cried like shit knowing how deadly the sickness is. And man, I really panicked. I have 6 kids. And I have a loving partner, and I can't have this shit in me, man. I just can't. I can't imagine having to leave, all of them. But somehow it really turned out to be a blessing in disguise, I guess, because I figured it's never too late. I took it so seriously that I had to immediately shift my lifestyle in an instant. And I have to admit, the journey wasn't easy. Totally, it's never going to be. But with my wife, my partner Macy, with me, and my awesome support group, and with the people that I am, with close ties with, I know I'll definitely surpass this shit. And December 22nd, I'm gonna be having my fourth checkup. We'll be visiting my doctor, and we'll see what's up. But on a brighter side, business has been very phenomenal, and I think this is the only positive situation 2020 has given me, as far as I know. And I was able to also help, at least businesses across the globe, and also made money for myself in that time frame. But on a personal take, 2020 overall is the most memorable and unforgettable year I ever had in my 38 years of existence. So, guys, I'd really love to hear from you. How was the year 2020 for you? For all of you tuned in right now, drop your comments below, and we'll go through that, on our entire episode today. I will probably try and put that in, so just people can literally see. So, just a little interaction with you will not hurt. So don't be shy. We'll be having phenomenal guys with us on our show today. And, I'm truly, truly hoping that you're going to be loving this episode, because I'm pretty much excited with it. So I think for now, let's try and get our sponsor today. Just try to get a quick word from them. Stick around. In a little while, we'll be, getting into the topic today. We'll go through that. But then again, for now, let's just try and get a quick word from our sponsor.
As they say, food takes people to places. So during these crazy times, one can take his taste buds on a trip to Western Visayas by trying out one of its specialties. If you've ever been to Negros Occidental, you may have already tried its famous comfort food, Kansi. It's a dish made with slow-cooked beef shanks and deep sour broth soup. Bacolod City is particularly famous for Kansi. It's an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu. Good news for Cebuanos. You can now indulge with a bowl or two of Kansi in Cebu. Introducing Cole's Kansi. Located in the heart of Cebu. Open to serve you daily. To order, visit and message them on Facebook. Satisfy your craving and relieve that stress away. Cole's Kansi, an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu.
I'm always flexing.
Guys, we're back. Again, this is Nothing But Love, the podcast, episode 21. The year-end review for this year, 2020. And guys, we have the men and the minds behind hoops and NBA basketball. We have Cebuano Hoops Live. The entire crew is here. And I think let's dive right in and get our hands dirty, guys. Okay, so first up, we have the proud owner of 032 Kicks by Miller, the owner of Jam Bakes, and a very successful entrepreneur himself, who freaking owns over 200 pairs of sneakers and shoes, man. He is also a huge LeBron fan. All right, guys, welcome back to our show. We have Mark Miller Malazarte. All right, I'm going to bring you in now, bro.
Hi, bro.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, maing gabi. Good evening, guys. All right, wherever you are watching us, nothing but up, and glad to be in the show. One thing though, all right, I like the intro except for one part.
Dude, I did that intentionally, literally for you, man.
All right. But
anyway, Mark, bro,
here for having us here.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Anyway, anyone you'd like to greet tonight before we start?
Basically just Jambi in the other room. She already arrived. When we were backstage, she came in, told her that we're going live in a bit. And yeah, people from Bogo. I'll be traveling to Bogo tomorrow, so I'll be seeing you guys by DJ Andre of Hog FM. Be here. Unhan patikag shout out. So that's it. That's it.
All right, man. Again, Mark, I know it's really short notice, bro. And, I was really thinking about a few days ago, I was thinking that, your schedules might not fit because usually we don't do broadcast with Cebuano Hoops Live on a Friday night. And especially at 7 in the evening. So I was so hesitant. And I'm really, really happy that I have all of you tonight. So, bro, stick around. I'm gonna jump in to our next, guest on today's show.
All right.
So, guys, next up we have a solid veteran here in the BPO industry. Worked for over a decade now, as far as I know. However, he started as a medical transcriptionist, way before, and he is currently, working as a supervisor for Office Partners 360. Argao's pride, no other than Brother Jerry. Jerry in the house, yo. I'm going to bring you in, bro.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark and Jameer. How are you guys?
I'm good. What's happening, man?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good, actually. So, yeah. I just want to greet first my family, my father and mother in Argao, my brothers Charles Michael and Eric Brian Amaris. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Awesome, man. Stick around, Brother Jerry. We're gonna go and introduce our next guest. All right, I'm gonna bring you in one by one. All right. Anyway, third on our list, we have a former high school basketball coach from Ormoc City. A basketball junkie who plans to retire, he said, as age 77. He loves dogs and the style, if you know what I mean. Holds the MCBL record for most high fives and claps in a single game. God damn it. This one's really awesome. Let's welcome in our show today, we have Migs on Nothing But Out the Podcast. Migs, I'm gonna bring you in now, bro. Your mic is all right.
Yeah. Hey guys, I dare you to beat my MCPL record. I clapped so hard. I gave out so many high fives that day. I was out for the season. Injured out for the season. Sorry, wrist.
Brother Migs, I'm happy that you were not injured, man, with those numbers of claps you had.
I set the bar high.
All right.
Right there, brother. Anyway, Brother Migs, anyone you would want to greet on today's show, man? Go on.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to, of course, the Kapayo family. My parents are always listening right in the other room. My brother Paolo, and of course to Aika. Again, 600 other profiles. She's helping this live stream too. So Jameer,
awesome.
Aika, thank you.
Mama Aika, good evening to you if you're watching. Appreciate you for supporting our show. Migs, hang in there. Brothers, hang in there. I'm gonna be introducing our final guest on today's show. And yes, what I mentioned finally. Again, he is a basketball aficionado himself. Resident Cebuano Hoops mainstay, live podcaster, and host. A former radio DJ. Guys, we have Brother Jaff. Guys, I know that you have something to say for Brother Jaff. Let's roast him tonight. I'm going to bring in Jaff now, okay? All right, go. Brother, how are you, man?
Hey, man. I got to say this right off the bat. You know how when back in like the early 2000s where
they'd have the best player come out, and then everybody's like, high five in all the rows. Man, that's what it feels like right now.
Yeah, this
to
is
me.
not like that time.
No, I'm just saying though. It feels good to be back on air, man. It feels good.
So I'm the worst player. You're saying?
No, you're the point guard. The point guard always goes first. I'm the one high fiving everybody. I'm the one, getting everybody in the group and saying, "Let's do this. Let's go." So I'm excited, man. It's been a while, so
you're
it's just
LeBron.
good to be back. So let's do this.
Awesome,
Right. No, I'm LeBron. You're Mario Chalmers in this situation.
God damn. That's one heck of an example you have there, Jack.
Will say something now.
What did Mario Chalmers say to LeBron when they had their argument?
I don't know, but LeBron James is still going. Mario Chalmers doesn't have a job. That's what I know.
LeBron James, the B word, man.
Oh fuck, really now?
Yeah, I saw that article. Yeah, I saw that article. Yeah.
Yo, Jeff. Before we start the show, bro, anyone you would want to greet, on today's episode, bro?
For sure, man. Let's start off with the fact that number one, shout out to my Hoops brothers, man. We back. That's what's up.
We back.
I haven't seen Mark's bald head in a long time. I haven't seen Jerry cover up his hair in a long time. And
there you go.
This is one of the few times. Yeah. This is one of the few times I actually see Miggy on video, and he looks like he's in some kind of scary movie, bro. What the hell with the lighting, man?
I'm good so far.
Get that together, bro.
Hey. I'm doing the best I can here. Yeah.
He brought himself a ring light for a podcast episode.
No, hey man, you got that. He's got that Ormoc glow going. I love it.
I shaved for this show.
Damn!
Wow. Not the face. Wow. Not the face.
Yesterday for the show.
For sure,
I shaved for the show, but not the face.
For sure.
I mean, guys, so cool. Again, for all of you, man. From me here, I appreciate you for hanging out tonight. I know this one's going to be a really, really epic. But again, I think the dream team is back, guys.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I know the NBA is going to be starting real fucking soon, man. But today is going to be different. As much as I'd love to talk about, the NBA, as this coming season is perhaps one of the craziest and maybe the busiest off season I can remember. I was really meaning to have all of you for this last episode this year, 2020. And I would really love to get more intimate with all of you guys and pick your brain about our topic today. So, yeah, cool. I mean, first things first, maybe, as what we asked you, as what we asked our audience, I mean, how was the year 2020 for you? I mean, business, relationships, or maybe just life in general. Let's kick things off with Mark. Bro, take it away.
All right. So, 2020. For business, I guess just like everybody. But the thing is that we're surviving. Good thing with me and my guys is that we're survivors. Whatever obstacle we face, we really find ways towards not just fixing them, but how to say it, for us to surpass whatever problems in front of us. Though business wise, I think we're doing okay, but honest to goodness, I mean, a big percentage was really taken because of the pandemic. Yeah, somehow this pandemic also somehow brought families closer,
much closer. Okay,
yeah, mine included, mainly because we were just staying at home for few months, or probably 5-6 months, and yeah, basically all we actually see, we always see each other every day. That's the thing. So we had the chance. I mean, the pandemic for me is like a blessing in disguise, mainly because it gave us like the opportunity to really like do things that we can't or we won't do, right? Can't and won't, either of the two. If everything was just like normal, all right? So we were forced to stay at home, so we had the chance to just sit and talk with the family, all right? I had the opportunity to watch a lot of movies, all right, which I was really planning to do a long time ago. So I did watch a lot of movies, and apparently it also gave me the opportunity to somehow um, get back into my collection, because I love toys and Gundam. So somehow I had time to assemble the toys. Right?
You had the
And
patience to do that, huh?
yeah, I do. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, overall for me, 2020 was bad, but it was also good in some ways. But personally, I really wasn't that much affected, mainly because we were able to work from home, and um, since we're in sales, so basically our income would really depend on like what you do
True.
on a daily basis. So, but then again, a lot of things changed, all right, because of the pandemic, and we're still adjusting up until now.
I agree, man. I agree, and I'm really happy, bro. Despite all the craziness that we've all faced for this year, you were able to surpass those challenges, man. And I know for sure that I mean, with business wise, it's December. Like last quarter, last month of the year. A lot of things that you need to do, as far as business is concerned, with all the taxes and shit. So you
It's
know
also
that.
the reason why we weren't able to like go broadcast in Cebuano Hoops live
Yeah.
for like a month or two now.
It's
But
been over a month. Yeah, maybe 2 months. The
yeah,
longest, maybe. I
but one
think
more,
so.
one of the things that I like, because one of the positive things of the pandemic that cost me, I got to get more shoes. 'Cause all the shoes are on sale right now, man. All the shoes are on sale.
And I know you'll notice that, bro. I know you'll notice that. They've been like all over the place. Even Titan 22 um are on sale. So
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
could get
what
like
the
two,
what the
three
hell's
pairs for 10,000. So
for sure. For
I
sure,
got
man. All right. What about you, brother Jeff? I'd like to pick your brain too, man. I mean, how was your year 2020 in general? You know.
Right. Right. Yeah. I just want to piggyback off what Mark said, and I think it goes or it applies to a lot of what people are going through. You're stuck at home. The pandemic kind of hit us. I think what was it like mid March or something, or moving towards April, and then the
Uh,
whole country.
February, I guess,
February, right?
was a part of it.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, somewhere around that time, the whole country just basically shut down, and not just the
Mhm.
Philippines, but basically everywhere else around the world. And business wise, it's been good. I mean, it's been fine. A lot of what I do now is both in the digital space, and
Mhm.
and a lot of my day job can be transitioned online, so it wasn't really much of a problem doing that. And
Mhm.
in terms of, and really just piggybacking off of what Mark said, which I thought was definitely something that a lot of people can probably relate to, it definitely forced you to be closer with people who are at home with you. And
Mhm.
I'm blessed and cursed at the same time with siblings who are like me, and that's both a good and a bad thing, because it can get really
Yeah.
annoying, can get really fun. And I know Miggy can relate to this because he has a brother who's very into hoops, very into debating, very into a lot of things that I like. So it's just been, I've realized that it does bring your family a lot closer. And again, I've been pretty
Mhm.
blessed to have that. And man, it's just been crazy. Talking about one thing that I really liked about this year that I really need to mention is that
Mhm.
I kind of got I know what I finally know what it felt like to be a celebrity, or at least a small one at that, because I
Uh-huh.
got to do a little bit of DJ time at the beginning of the year. And then I remember when Mark hit me up, I was staying at a condo at the time, and he said, "Hey, let's do this podcast for Cebuano Hoops Live." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I remember I met Jerry. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? What? All right, what's up? I'm like, okay. So I finally got to meet Jerry. I've never seen Jerry in person. Like, that's the funniest thing about this whole pandemic.
Really now, huh?
I haven't seen Jerry in person. Like, my brothers ask me all the time, like, have you met him in person? I'm like, if I ran into him in the street, or if he's like with me by the Jeep, I'm probably gonna elbow him sometime, and we're probably getting the tussle. I'm like, oh, you're Jerry? Oh, that's you, bro. Well, oh, it's you. Look at that. So I wouldn't know. But that's the funny thing about the pandemic. People just meet through here. I've been pretty blessed to meet Jerry as well. Jerry's a friend that I've now had that I met online. It's like Tinder, bro. I met you on StreamYard, though. It's like weird. That's weird.
So Jeff, are you
right?
left, right with Jerry?
Sorry, what did you say? Are you what?
Are you gonna swipe left or right with Jerry?
Man, I'm gonna turn off the damn thing. I'm not gonna swipe left. I'm just gonna turn the damn thing off when I see his face. Like, shit, god damn, throw that thing away. The fuck is it? It's useless. Delete that app, you know. But yeah, brother Jameer, just it's been a up and down year, really. A lot of different challenges as well. Personally, you know, I'm speaking from one end of the spectrum, but on the other end, I would want to respect those who've been through a tough year yourself. It hasn't been the easiest of years for a lot of people as well, and I can totally respect that. But alluding to the title of this podcast, hey, you know, it's nothing but up from here. It's nothing but up. So let's see how 2021 unfolds, sorry. And, you know, it's been an okay year overall. I can't say that it's been a bad year, though a lot of shit has happened for sure. But, you know, nothing but up from here. Let's go.
Awesome, man. And brother Jeff, appreciate you for sharing that, man. Yeah, it's been quite a tough year for most of us, definitely. And since we've roasted Jerry, let's get your take on this, man. How was your year, bro? 2020. How did it affect you, or what are the positives perhaps that you got for this year?
Yeah, like Brother Jeff said, it's been really a tough year. A lot of shit happened this year. For me, it's really a forgettable year. Worst year for me in my 25 years of existence here in the world.
Say what?
Well, first January, it started with one of the most beloved NBA superstars' deadly accident, Kobe, together with Gianna. So, I mean, the whole world really mourned that day. So that's the first really bad thing that happened for this year, the death of Kobe Bryant. Okay. So yeah, we know Kobe is one of the most beloved, if not the most beloved superstar ever.
Yeah.
Especially in Asia and China. So his death really, for me, hurt a lot of fans, including me personally, as if he is a relative of mine or a close friend. So it's really hard to explain. Till now, when I see Kobe's videos in YouTube or in Facebook, I mean, you can't help but be hurt seeing Kobe and what he's done for basketball and for the fans and for the kids, especially the kids and his daughters. So rest in peace, idol Kobe. Kobe, I'm wearing Kobe actually now.
Now
So
that figures, man.
So I mean, really, it's hard to explain with the death of Kobe Bryant. Then during February, I think chaos in the office because we need to transfer. Started working at home, so a lot of uncertainty during those early months of this year. And also, my heart goes to all the people out there that's been jobless because of this pandemic. Thanks to China, by the way. So it's really a very depressing situation. Especially for me. I'm working at home, so it's a huge adjustment since I'm only alone here working.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you sure you're alone, bro?
Yeah, most of the time. Just able to get through the day. I mean, it's really stressing, man. So,
but get through the day, huh?
Yeah, but then
alone getting through the day.
Yeah, but however, I'm also thankful because Cebuano Hoops Live was born. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so
baby.
it relieves a lot of stress for me because, like I said, I'm working at home alone. I wasn't able to speak really to a person or anybody, but when Cebuano Hoops Live, although it's virtual, but I was able to speak with friends like Mark, meet some new
Mhm.
friends virtually. Jaff, hope to meet you soon, Migs, and yeah, reunited with you, Jameer. So I'm really thankful for that. And with that said, I was able to guest with my favorite shows like First Take and Disputed. So it's a blessing actually in disguise with what happened also for this year with Cebuano Hoops Live. One thing also that's not good that happened. LeBron getting his fourth championship, so it made me depressed again. It made me depressed again with LeBron. But I'm wearing Lakers now, so I'm fine. But I'm still thankful because we all know that a lot of people who lost their jobs. But here, I'm still working. I still have an income to support my family,
Mhm.
so I'm thankful for that. And yeah, I'm just hoping for the best. I hope we can have the vaccine already, and move from there. Nothing but up for us. Hope, yeah. But I'm positive we can all survive this, and I just hope that everyone will stay safe, and let's have a Merry Christmas, everyone. And that's it.
Yeah. That's
Thank
true.
you,
That's
guys.
true, man. Regardless of whatever whatever crazy stuff that we're in, man. I mean, Christmas is just literally right around the corner for all of us. So let's just make full use of that. Although we can't party as much as we wanted to,
Mhm.
um, let's just try and stay disciplined somehow and party in our homes. That's how gonna need to do it, perhaps. And yeah, maybe let's try and get your take, brother Migs. Would love to get your take, man. How was this year for you, bro?
In a word, uh, uh, it's two words, no? It's life changing, to say the least. Um, no, very few events stay with you. No? For me, for example, I was here in Ormoc when Yolanda hit in 2013,
Mm.
and that was only the storm really only lasted for a few hours, but that stayed with me. That affected me, that changed me, because things were literally flying around here. So
Damn.
door was blown off, our windows were blown off, our gate our gate was
Shit.
blown off. That's stayed with me. But no, 2020 is gonna stay with me. I mean, the whole year is gonna stay with me because nothing went as planned. But
Mhm.
again, it also gave me some perspective. I mean, Jerry said it. No, we can feel bad about 2020. We can feel down on ourselves for 2020. But when you really think about it, in the grand scheme of things,
Mhm.
we're actually one of the lucky ones. Diba? We're part of the
True.
small percentage of people who are still doing okay during the pandemic.
I
Uh,
agree, man.
Again, no, we still have our jobs. No, my parents still have can still practice their profession. My father, my brother's
Mhm.
clinic is doing okay. So, um, 2020 has given me a lot of perspective. Sometimes I feel bad when I complain now, no, because I still have a roof over my head. I can still eat 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I still see my family every day.
Exactly.
The worst that I've experienced in 2020 was probably slower internet connection because using, di ba, uh, everyone's on Wi-Fi now.
Yeah.
On
Exactly.
class.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I still feel very lucky, but that does not mean we should forget uh, or we shouldn't take into account the struggles our neighbors are facing.
Mhm.
If anything, the pandemic showed how big the gap really is between the haves and the have-nots. It
Yeah.
really showed the inequalities in society. And I hope that no, let's not wish for going back to normal. No, but I hope that no, we should make the new normal better for us. The new
Yeah.
normal should be people taking care of the environment more, di ba? Being more
Mhm.
environmentally conscious. The new normal should be having more opportunities for people.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, the pandemic has showed that you don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be like a degree holder to thrive in this new age. Now,
Mhm.
if you're you have to be proficient in this in you do have to be proficient digitally. So if you
Agree.
can, if you manage, if you have PowerPoint skills, Excel skills. I mean, there's a job for you. You can find a job. So I think
Definitely.
I hope the new normal would emphasize that. Na you don't have to have an office job. No, we have to help each other out in 2021. I hope that December 31 after 11:59 it officially
Mhm.
becomes one, because I don't want to have like it's 11:59 in December 31 and then 12 o'clock December 32. I, no,
Ayun.
let's have 2021 mean something. And I hope 2020 makes us more appreciative of what we have, and it also makes us realize na we can do so much for others. We should help each other out, donate, lend, donate, give other people jobs,
Mhm.
recommend them, follow their Facebook page if they have a business. I mean, it's the little things really.
Yeah, little things could matter so much for people, man. I agree with you. Migs, I'm really blown by your perspective, bro. Appreciate you for sharing.
Yeah.
Again, it should probably a different side of the spectrum where you're looking at it on a different perspective. Like people are really complaining, man, and most Filipinos has that trait. And if not, maybe 90% of the chance, people definitely has that trait. We keep on complaining. We got we bash whatever we see or whatever we don't like. And but if you try and look at it on a different standpoint, definitely that brings so much positivity, at least with this pandemic situation that we're in. And yeah, thank you so much, Mix. Appreciate you, man, for sharing that over. um, let's probably go to brother Jeff. I believe you're done with your 2020. I believe Jeff was able to share, guys, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you did? Okay, awesome, man.
I think it was the second one. Yeah.
Exactly. And guys,
Yeah, for sure.
brother Jerry here talked about the passing of Kobe Bryant, which is again one of the major news that happened this year, the passing of Kobe, man.
Uh-huh.
So, where were you when the
Represent.
news broke, and how did you react? If you can recall, guys, did Kobe leave enough legacy that solidifies himself? Maybe let's start with Jerry right now, bro, since you've brought this up.
Yeah. I mean, look at the memorial for Kobe Bryant, and I mean, the whole world has some type of a memorial for Kobe Bryant. He left a legacy of fiercefulness,
Mhm.
competitiveness, and passion for the game. Not only for the game, but for his daughters. And
Yes.
after he retired, amazingly, he got an Oscar, and he wrote a book. Um, so I mean, there's so much still left for Kobe Bryant to share with all of us. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, with the accident
Yeah.
together with his daughter. I mean, Gianna could have been really very good WNBA player.
Exactly.
I hear T Max said that Gianna has the moves uh, like Kobe Bryant. He can post up and he can also do
Skills.
fadeaways. Yeah, the skills. He has some skills like Kobe at a very young age. So, I mean, it's really a big loss to
It's a
everyone.
big blow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Where
big
were you,
blow.
bro, when the news broke? How did you
Sleeping.
find out about it?
I'm actually sleeping when I check the my phone. My
Yeah.
son sent me a
How
message
did
that
you react, bro, upon reading it?
I see binoang dong. That's my initial reaction. Can't really believe us, most of us and everyone in the world really can't believe that that's happening or that news is true. I thought it was a
Mhm.
fake news, but then I googled it, I make my research because I was about to go to the office.
Mm.
So I kind of felt down after that. I felt like I
Yeah.
want to be absent. Yeah, this the strange thing about that. It seems like Kobe is my relative or my friend on a personal level, but no, that's the impact Kobe has left for all of us
Yeah.
who get to know the greatness of Kobe being Bryant. So like I said earlier, until now, whenever I see Kobe on Facebook and YouTube, it makes me sad and
Yeah.
also happy to see that still I know his memory will live on. He's a legend, so he will be
Yes.
forever with us. But just wanna add this lastly because I know Kobe is not here with us anymore, but the lessons Kobe left for us, the Mamba mentality, being
Yeah.
competitive, being
Mm-hmm.
passionate in whatever, whatever that we do. Either you're a plumber or a carpenter, whatever. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Work hard and be passionate about anything that you do, and love your kids. So that's the lesson Kobe left for me. So just
Agree.
you know, always be focused and determined whatever you do in life, because that will bring you um, a lot of you know uh, a lot of success or anything achievement for you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's actually the saddest part of this year because it started with the passing of Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
And
that's the
what about
start of.
you, brother Mix? What about you, man? Where were you when the news broke? How did you react first time you heard it?
Tears for show.
You know, that's
Because Mix,
the
for sure, man. As what you've already shared over to us, you are a very big Laker fan, man.
Laker.
So it must have
Purple
affected
and
you so
gold
much.
leads. Purple and gold.
yeah. I honestly thought that the worst thing that could happen in 2020 was James Reed and Nadine breaking up. Yes, that was the news.
That
James Reed
is
and
so
Nadine
good.
breaking up.
That is
Yeah.
so good.
Okay,
That is
What?
so good.
but then
They were
it's
they deviated from their script. Oh my god, that was so good.
I thought that was the worst thing that could happen in 2020, but then that was just the start. Diba? Okay, I was actually in bed, diba? Because it happened early in the morning.
Early in the morning, probably
In
dawn us for us here in our
Yeah,
country.
Yeah.
so I was actually asleep, and for some reason, I woke up at 3 a.m. and then one of my friends, one of my
That's
brothers,
crazy. I woke up at 3 a.m. too.
no, no, yeah,
But go ahead, Mick.
it's the Kobe sense, and it's a Kobe sense. I woke up at 3 a.m. and then it just so happened
Yeah, but I hate
my
Kobe.
it just so happens that my brother's friend was here vacationing with us, and I think he noticed that I was awake, and he told me to look up to check Facebook, and then
Mm.
then I saw the news. Actually thought it was a prank, at
Mhm.
first, because we always hear about celebrities dying. It's not true. I was waiting for a statement coming from the Lakers or coming from Kobe na, hey, it's just a prank, I'm okay. But then CNN reported it, and then Bleacher Report reported it, and then
confirmed it.
It's to tell you the truth. I cried. I didn't go back to sleep. I cried, and then the day was the day was depressing. The rest of the day was depressing for me because you don't know. Kobe doesn't know me.
Yeah,
and we don't know him personally, but he meant that much to us. I think people who are not basketball fans would not understand this at all.
For sure, man.
Basketball fans, they get it. I think it's the same feeling when Michael Jackson died.
Are you serious, Mix?
I'm not sure about that comparison. I'm not sure. It's kind of different.
Wait up. Let's hear this out. I'm really interested to hear. Go.
I gotta hear this.
It's not because we're not big fans of Michael Jackson. No, we didn't take it that seriously. But if you look on the news, people were crying.
Okay, all right.
Now it makes sense.
I get it. Kobe and Michael Jackson? I'm not sure, man. Those are two different things.
It affects us because because we're fans. It affects us because Kobe was. The day I started playing basketball, the time I started playing basketball, Kobe was already there, and I could never imagine. I could never imagine the NBA without Kobe. I could never imagine a world without Kobe. Love him or hate him, he was a fixture in our lives as basketball fans.
Yes.
So it screwed the whole day. I was just quiet the whole day. I cried in my room. I cried in the office. But then I realized that Kobe wasn't the only one who lost his life in that accident, diba? He lost
his daughter too.
He lost their friends, their daughter's friends, and it's not so much now. Yes, he died, but it's the way he died.
Yeah,
it was. There was nothing to prepare us for it, and that in looking back, that was probably a sign for 2020.
Probably.
I was probably saying at that point, hey, I'm just getting started.
A lot of crazy things coming your way. So it was really massive. It was really massive. Thanks, Migs. Appreciate you, man. Brother Jaff, let's take it away, bro. Where were you when the news broke, and how did you initially react to it, bro?
Well, I'm going to react to the whole setup first. I think there's some type of poetic justice with Mark going last. And it's really because for all our Cebuano Hoops Live fans who are watching, you have to always remind yourself that when you're watching the show and he's talking about his love for the Golden State Warriors, that is absolute BS. Mark, if he could, would piss and defecate purple and gold. It's not true that he likes the Warriors. He loves the Lakers. It's just that Bron is there. So until he leaves, then he'll, realign with the Lakers. So that's number one. Number two.
But the intro says he loves Kobe. I mean LeBron.
What? That was the only thing that was wrong with that intro.
I will be very clear on that. We're talking about Kobe, but I want to make it clear because Mark being the last to talk about a Laker is poetic justice for this, right? I think that's absolutely perfect, right? So,
dude, I pre-framed it. Trust me, man. I thought about this for how many hours? So it's all mapped out.
I know. So all the fans out there, you're gonna hear all about how much he loves Kobe, how much he bleeds purple and gold. So do away with that Golden State BS. It's such horse apples, man. Anyway, so Where was I? Actually, it's kind of weird. I want to talk about like Kobe's impact real quick. When you go through, or when a network like Fox or CNN will talk about, or when they go through a rundown of the entire year, they're gonna mention that right off the bat. They're gonna mention Kobe Bryant passing. It's that he had such an impact wherein you're gonna timeline that President Trump winning the election or losing the election this year, how every country's response was to the pandemic, and then global economies falling and just everything like that. And one man's that seems to fall under that category where it's that newsworthy. So yeah, I mean, Kobe Bryant, when he passed away, I remember, and Migs mentioned it, I also woke up at around 3 or 4 in the morning, I think. It was dawn, and I went out to take a piss. My brother, who's also the biggest Laker fan in the world, I think, was awake, and he was scrolling through his phone. My dad comes out, who's also one of the biggest Laker fans out there. He starts telling me, hey, Kobe's dead. Kobe's dead. I'm like, and I thought it was one of those things where some bitter and jaded fan somewhere made up the story like Kobe passed RIP and all of that. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to brush it off. I'm going to go back to sleep, and then probably they'll verify the story in the morning. So the morning comes, and I check my phone, Bleacher Report, Fox News, CNN, all these apps that I have for news stuff starts reporting that he did pass away. And it was with the helicopter crash, and they were still trying to identify the body. It was with his daughter, and there were 2 other passengers on the helicopter. And I can remember, like, I didn't know what I felt at first, because one thing that Mark knows very well also, because, and I don't know if Miggy knows this, but I'm the biggest Kobe Bryant hater. Like, I hated Kobe because he took out my Phoenix Suns all the damn time. And I thought he was the biggest ball hog of all time.
You're not alone, bro.
Because
I was a big Kobe hater too. Dude, 2010, that was the most drastic, drastic final series ever. With what Kobe did.
7 games.
Yo, Ramir, let me tell you, man, I hated Kobe so much that even when I knew the Orlando Magic back in 2009 would not have a chance at beating them, I bet on the Orlando Magic anyway. Like, I bet like 10 grand Orlando would take it, and they lost 4-1. It was a good 10 grand bet, but hey, I don't care. I'm going to bet against Kobe. You know, Kobe going to win. But over the years, like after when he retired, I think he retired in, what was that, 2014, 2013. I'm a big basketball fan. I kind of started watching Kobe's videos, and then I was like, man, this guy makes this guy was unbelievable. This guy was just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the clutch shots, you watch the videos, like, man, whew. Nobody
nasty.
Nobody, not even Durant. Nobody could make those shots nowadays. Yeah. Fading right, still straight up, gonna make that jump shot. That's crazy. Nobody. That's why it was a common thing. Like, it was such a common thing when people started saying or posting on Facebook, like when you throw a piece of paper into the garbage can, you'd yell Kobe, and because Kobe would just make all kinds of stuff, right? And so you want to channel that when you do these things that you thought Kobe would be doing on the court. So it was a couple of days after Kobe passed, and I gotta tell you, I don't know why, but I just felt kind of overwhelmed, and I was like, then I started crying, like, I hate this guy. Why am I crying? I don't get it. Like, it was so confusing. I don't like you, but I'm crying because as a basketball fan, I sort of grew into appreciating Kobe, just watching his highlights, just going back. Like, I didn't have any battles with him, but I had a lot of emotional battles with the Lakers and yelling at the TV screen. And from like 07 to 10, it was either the Lakers or the Spurs, and it was always the Lakers. And it was fun because I was a big Steve Nash fan, and my brother and my dad were big Lakers fans. So you can imagine the yelling that would go on and the trash talk that would go on in our house. So yeah, Kobe's loss is something that's super tragic. I really can't imagine how a lot of really diehard Kobe fans felt when that happened. Miggy in particular, and I know a couple of other fans who are really big hard Kobe fans. So it had a big impact and I think Kobe left a lot. One thing that I would have loved to see Kobe push through was with the WNBA. I know that he worked with Sabrina Ionesco, and she's coming into the league. I'm excited to see her play. For once in 10 years, I'm actually excited to watch the WNBA because of somebody like Sabrina Ionesco. Yeah. And Gigi Bryant would have been something. I was excited to see how that would have panned out because I know Kobe would have been so amazing. And I don't watch the WNBA. I haven't watched it for the longest time, but that was something that I thought Kobe would have like pulled together and say, all right, now we're gonna make it watch worthy again, or now we're gonna make it something people are gonna be into. But overall, if you're talking about it from his career, of course, Kobe left an amazing career, a amazing legacy.
For sure.
He paved the way for a lot of athletes today. A lot of athletes like Jason Tatum, for example, and Kyrie
Jason
Irving.
Tatum, good example.
Thought
Yeah.
of Jason Tatum, yeah,
Kyrie Irving,
yeah. Kobe Bryant was their idol. Like Kobe Bryant was their Superman.
Kevin Durant.
In a lot of ways, like MJ was
KD,
Superman for a lot of people, and and in a lot of ways, LeBron is for a lot of people as well. So
Yeah.
it's sad to see him go, but I'm pretty sure his legacy is intact, and there's nothing that could possibly tarnish that. So, to all the Kobe lovers out there, I'm giving you love, but this is probably the only time I'll ever do that. So yeah.
Awesome, Jeff. Awesome, Jeff. Appreciate you for that. And again, as what I pre-framed, would like to get Mark's take on this. Bro,
Please don't cry.
I totally forgot
Don't
to ask you when when this news happened early this year, man. But again, where were you, bro? When the news broke, what was your initial reaction? How did you cope about the news you heard or saw during that time?
Actually, I was already at home when the news broke off. When I first heard about it, I was already like getting ready to go to bed, just browsing my cell phone, and then just like Jaff, like a few articles from not reliable sources out immediately. So somehow I was affected when I read it, but I didn't like believe it yet. I actually started believing it when it was already reported in Bleacher Report in CNN. So I was on my phone. I turned on the TV, watched the news, CNN, and I forgot what network that was. But yeah, it didn't sink in right away. It took probably a few hours. I think when Jambi woke up and I talked to her about it, that's when it really sinked in that Kobe passed away. I mean, I wasn't emotional at first. I just didn't believe that he would actually leave us that way. I was hoping that he would end up like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like he's already very old, watching like the finals and such. But
Yeah.
it was really very tragic. I didn't expect that it would end that way, especially just like a day before that, he was surpassed by somebody I don't like. So
I don't
yeah, so
Who that, bro? Who that?
somebody I didn't like surpassed him, and then the next day he died. So it was
You
really
don't go there. It's so petty. You don't go there.
Double jeopardy.
someone. Yeah, it was really kind of hard, but I guess I got kind of emotional when I did a little bit of tribute for Kobe. I was like going through all my Kobe memorabilia here at home, the Kobe cards that I actually had since I guess '98. That's his rookie year, right, Migs? '98,
Nice.
7,
96. 96.
96.
96.
96.
Kobe's
96.
I actually have
Talented. Yeah, that's I think that's the most talented class
still
for
have
the
his
Jazz.
card.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I still have like I was going through like all the Kobe stuff that I have here in my room, and that's when it finally sinked in that the guy that I was looking. I mean, Kobe was really like the reason why I watched basketball.
I know that.
Big basketball fan, but Kobe took it to the next level. Watching him, like I mean, I was able to relate because I guess Kobe was like just a few years older than us.
Yeah. You're older than Kobe.
I don't think so. I'm way younger than him. Man.
I think Kobe is older 3 years from me. So yeah, somehow I was able to relate. His passion towards the game,
Yeah.
like how he took the game to the next level. And there's just like one thing that I really appreciated, not only with Kobe but also with Jordan. If
Mhm.
there's one thing that you specialize in, you have to put in like all your effort there. You can't be like a jack of all trades, because you'll end up master of none. So that's the Kobe or Mamba mentality that I actually that I actually do. So it's not only applicable on the game of basketball but also in life.
In life,
Just
yeah.
yeah, just have to
You'll
put in
end up
all.
like Nate Robinson, brother. You'll end up
That's a
like Nate
whole
Robinson.
other segment all on its own, man. That's a whole other segment all on its own, man.
I think that's
That was so
probably
sad to
one of
watch.
the most disastrous events this year too, man.
Yeah, alongside with the volcano exploding in the Philippines, Nick
for
Robinson
sure,
losing
bro.
to YouTube. Depressing.
Totally degrading the NBA, man. What the fuck happened to him?
True.
Anyway, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, but
Mark.
just like what Jeff said, I'm a I'm really a Laker fan, and yeah, I mean, when Kobe passed away, like part of me passed away as well. I mean, I keep talking about like Kobe until now, even until now, like during the pandemic when we were locked during the lockdown, we were just like talking about like Kobe stuff
Mhm.
here. Me, my brother, then my
You're
friends
living
who,
his legacy.
yeah, we're living his
Exactly.
life. And I guess the only good thing that I actually got that actually happened with this Kobe's passing is that all the memorabilia that I have, actually the value times 10.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah, I mean that's
Nothing but
that's like,
up.
yeah.
Nothing but up, yeah.
It's sad, but somehow Kobe still left me something though, right? I didn't know him personally, but somehow he left me something, like all this stuff that I have, Kobe stuff. I mean, it's gonna be worth something someday, or even now, especially on his death anniversary. They were saying that almost all Kobe stuff would be like their value would be times 5.
Literally, yeah, for sure, man.
I love how he found a
that is
business
the
out of a
definite.
hobby.
Yeah, and yeah, basically that's it. I really love the guy, but we just have to like face the truth that we are on borrowed time, so we just have to make
Correct.
it, and just have to enjoy like every bit of it. That's it.
Jerry, what the fuck did you do, man? You just exposed your boxers, dude.
I'm already wearing a Kobe.
He's like the epitome of work from home, man. You know what I mean?
Like to remind
Brother
everyone
Jerry,
that this is a family show.
brother Jerry, we're live, bro. We're live, bro.
My bad, my bad.
Family show.
I'm not sure if he's at
Watching.
home or he's somewhere
I thought I
nice
saw
and dark with a
something.
bed.
Man. I'm gonna have to go and replay this when we're done. I think I saw
We're
something.
gonna have to blur
Anyway,
out
guys,
the back end.
put some smiley on it, probably. And guys,
Probably,
you know
yeah.
that's Kobe's passing was probably one of the biggest news that hit this year. Before the pandemic, and it really left so much impact, not just for myself, but for all of us NBA fans out there or basketball fans in general. And when that news happened, bro, I was kind of like in the middle of a drinking session during that time, around 3 or 4 in the morning. Decided to go home by 5. I was in Cebu, by the way, when all hell broke loose. Kobe passed when? January 27, I think so, right?
January.
Or 28, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close to my birthday,
One of
if I
those
recall.
days.
For sure, man. So
One of those
I
days,
totally didn't believe it at first, man. So it was so those all fake news are coming around. just like with Bong Revilla died or
All the people named Phil,
Robert
right?
Padilla died, all the fake news happening. So I didn't give a shit with it until I woke up 12 noon. Macy called me up. My wife called me up and told me the news because Macy is also a big Laker fan. So and then I was really shocked, man. I wasn't able to observe it first, but during this past few days, actually, just this past few days, I did go on, to watch some of his. Believe it or not, I tried to relieve what happened to the 2010 finals with the Celtics. Watch it over and over again, and I couldn't believe how Kobe crushed my team, man, that season. So, so much respect and love for the guy. I really hated him when he started because I was like, he's totally mimicking what Jordan is doing, like all the moves, post ups, passing. And I was like, this couldn't be real. How could he go
everything?
Yeah,
down to
how could go out? How
Down
could
to
he
a
go
T.
out of Jordan's Mike's shadow? You know what I mean? But then when I saw what he did outside of the basketball world, bro, opening training camps, helping people out, and then that's when I gained so much respect for him. And I was really happy I wasn't too late, bro, because I really hated the guy this past entire years. But when he retired, that's when I appreciated him so much. I even Mark, remember, bro, I even asked you, is there a possibility that Kobe could come back from retirement and play with LeBron? I asked you that because I was really hoping to make it happen for everybody, because that's going to be crazy, man. If that probably happens, it's going to be scary for the league. But anyway, guys, let's try and go through our comments right now. We got a couple here. We got one from Lawrence Roque Katipay. Lodi Marque. Sir Lawrence, good evening to you. And this one's a killer. Joel Christian Liu, Cebu City Sharks.
Calling it already.
He's calling it. He's calling it, guys. 2021. We got regular on our show, Lucille. We got one here from Clint.
What's up?
We got one from Clint, Heinz ICT, Jomi Mendez, UC Superstar for PJ. Yeah, hopefully we can have him. This is one good lead for us, guys, maybe, for Cebuano Hoops Live. Another baller that we could probably guest on our show. Migs, this one's for you, bro.
What's up?
Hi, Migs. Notice me, please.
Whoa. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
All cannons are coming out.
I think Sir Lawrence is referring to. Sir Lawrence here, I think, is referring.
I'm really just on the show for my looks. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Killer.
Love the confidence, Migs. Keep it up, bro.
You're welcome.
Keep it up, bro.
Hey, brother
I got a lot
Mark.
of love for you for
Kobe
that.
6 Grinch, please.
Grinch.
Wow. The Grinch, man.
Wow.
I already have
Kobe
it.
6. Oh, man. You're talking about a 10,000 peso shoe, I think.
We got one here. Yeah, bro, go.
Huh?
Go. You were about to say something.
No, the Grinch.
The Grinch?
With the Grinch?
Not
Yeah.
10. It's
Kobe?
30. Yeah. It's 30, not 10.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah, keep rubbing it in our face how much we don't make 30 grand a month or something.
Damn it, man.
30 grand a week.
That's too much, but I know that you'll be copying it, bro. I know that. We got one from Macy here. This year sucks, but I'm still. What the fuck, Bruce Lee? Huh? God damn it! It's still incredibly grateful for so much. Hopefully, 2021 is the beginning of the return to normalcy, and hope everyone's cherishing life's silver linings. Bring on the new year. Yeah, every supportive wife. Thank you so much, Macy. Appreciate you, babe. Love you for that. So let's go back to the shoe again, bro. Are you copying Grinch this coming? I know it's gonna be releasing in a few days. I think so, right?
Well, what? The Grinch?
Yep.
The Grinch.
Oh,
See,
fuck.
This is why This is why sometimes I want to unfollow Mark on Facebook.
I've already done that actually.
I can totally
just hit 'em
relate
up
to
if I
you,
need
man.
something like on Messenger.
You can't keep up
Yes,
with
Put 'em on Messenger. Hey,
That's true.
What the fuck?
is that it? Is that the Grinch? I don't know. I don't think so.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Is it?
Okay. Smell that shit there.
Clicking unfollow now. Unfollowing you.
Yeah, I'm
Mark,
unfollowing you, bro.
unfollowing you. Facebook.
Block. Better block him.
Sorry.
Smells like ass. Done.
How's the smell? How's the smell? Anyway, guys, let's try to move on to the probably one of the biggest events or situation that happened this year. The police involved killings of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor this year sparked a huge wave of peaceful and sometimes violent demonstrations and riots across the world to demand an end to police brutality and, of course, racial injustice. So, Black Lives Matter is what Marky flexed earlier, man. What's your take on this, particular event? How did it impact you somehow? How did you react? Let's start with Migs, bro. Take it away.
Yeah. I felt really bad. I felt really bad because it for me, just on how I took it. I think the worst thing that Facebook has done is having that laughing reaction on when you comment. Yeah, I think it puts a bad taste in my mouth when there's something that's really tragic. Something really tragic happened, and then people laugh about it. It goes to show that not everyone has the same moral code, has that decency in them.
Exactly.
But yeah, Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matters movement. I think it's what America needed at that point because they try to deny it.
Yeah.
I have relatives in the U.S. Aika is from the U.S. and a lot of people in the U.S. they try to deny that part of their history. That this is what they did to Black Americans. This is what they did to Native Americans, and try to erase that from their history books. They don't acknowledge it. That's part of the problem, and it came to a boiling point with George Floyd. But then we have to remember it wasn't just George Floyd, diba? It's been going on. It's been going on for years, and it's weird for me to I just can't understand why people don't get this. Hey, this is inherently wrong, diba? I mean, it's not there's no gray area with this issue. No pun intended, but it really is a black and white issue. It's clear as day. Black and white as in like it's very clear, not the skin color.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear.
No pun intended for sure.
Yeah, this is wrong, and this is what you need to do to make it right. And I just don't get it. And you have Trump trying to justify it, and remember,
I thought
think
that
it
was
was back
pretty
in.
intense. I thought that was pretty intense. I think that hurt his presidential bid more than anything going into the election this year. So yeah.
Jeff, you remember? I think it was back in 2017 or 2018 that there was a rally, and then someone ran over one of the protesters.
Yeah, saw that too.
She died. You remember when they were trying to take down that statue? These white supremacists came in and carrying those torches and saying,
the colonial statues, yeah.
You will not oppress us. You will not. And then what did Trump say when that happened? Oh, okay. Because there are good and bad people on both sides. No, that's not.
Total bullshit again.
You have to condemn it because it's wrong, and the more you say, the more you don't condemn it, you're giving these people, these white supremacists, these racists, these homophobes, these Islamophobes, you're giving them, you're encouraging them, diba?
Yeah.
If you're not saying no, so they
Hey,
might
brother
take that.
Jameer.
They might take that as it's okay. See, do it. You have to condemn that, and I don't get it. I don't get why they seem offended when just the idea of having a Black Lives Matters movement is, because again it's as simple as, when you say Black Lives Matters, it doesn't mean that nothing else matters, diba? It doesn't mean
Yeah,
that
for real.
it doesn't mean that brown lives matter less. It's just that all lives won't matter until Black lives matter as much as white lives. Diba?
Correct. Very
They're
well
not
said,
saying,
bro.
they're not saying na let's forget about white lives. They're not saying that, but they're saying, hey, white people, help us, help us to stand up. Because then all lives will matter, diba? I mean,
Very well said, man.
it's funny because the all lives matter people don't think that all votes matter. So I don't know. There seems to be a disconnect there.
There is total disconnect onto that. And Migs, appreciate you for your insight, bro. It's a powerful one. Very well said there. And Jeff, what's your take on this, bro? Would love to pick your brain on this, man.
Yeah, so I want to start off by saying that if any one of you have ever followed Migs on Facebook, he's one of the biggest political analysts that I know of and that I actually trust. So when you talk about something as political and as intense, Black Lives Matter, I was really expecting some kind of like long speech about it that it would hit on a lot of really good points. So, I mean, Miggy touched on a lot of it and touched on a lot of it really well.
That was the
It's
Qatar
kind of
version.
that was the what? That was yeah, because before the show started, he had a whole ream for the whole Black Lives Matter Black Lives Matter bit. So yeah,
This is my speech right here.
Entire book, huh?
Yeah, he's coming out with a book, guys. It's an audio book, actually. Just wait for it. He's gonna read that whole thing in the voice possible, right? Anyway, so with regards to Black Lives Matter, there's a lot of history there, and it's kind of odd to me with a country as progressive as the United States, or at least they're trying to push for a more progressive country, or to be a more progressive country. It's almost like it's too systemic, and a lot of people are saying that it was a situational thing. It was because of reputational. It was a reputational thing with race, and I'm like, no, it's a systemic thing. If you look in depth as to why all of a sudden protests are going around everywhere in the United States, and they have such a strong reactions because they've had enough. I mean, the Black Lives Matter situation with I'm sorry, what was his name again? George Floyd, right? With George Floyd, it kind of opened a Pandora's box of content for people, especially this page now. This and all other pages like Young Turks, they started showing off a lot of these videos where Black people were being stopped and they were being racially profiled. You could see a Black guy walking on the street, and then police would stop him. They'd ask for his ID, and it's common knowledge that in the U.S. or anywhere around the world, you don't provide your ID unless you. And this is for everybody. Should be general knowledge. The cops do not have the right to request for your identification unless they actually tell you what they're asking your identification for, or if they're arresting you, or if you've committed a crime, you have the right to know what for.
Without probable cause.
Basically, it's called probable cause. You have to have probable cause for you to. And in the U.S., these cops apparently are just bullying these Black people and saying, "Hey, no, we heard about something. It's not even verified. We just want to make sure that it's not you." And that's not fair to them. And it's kind of spilled over into this unrelenting protest where it's divided a country that's always under the microscope. To me, the U.S. is one of the biggest media geographies anywhere in the world. And what I mean by that is everything that they do is either a standard or it's media fodder. It serves either one of those purposes, right? When it comes to sports, they're a standard. When it comes to news or when it comes to entertainment, that's media fodder. And people like us in the Philippines eat that up. It was so weird and so strange and so appalling to see that a country, again, as progressive as the United States, they seem to be 100 years back. They still are suffering from racial inequality. Despite Martin Luther King, despite Abraham Lincoln and passing the act to abolish slavery back in like 200 years ago, it's still a problem in a country like the United States. All because there are still some people backwards from 100 years back who have continued this tradition where they're a supreme race, they're a supreme country, and it's so stupid because, yo, you're not even the people who lived there to begin with, bro. You're like the people who came in from somewhere.
You're not from America.
Else,
You're from Europe.
To be the Indians who are supposed to be actual. You're not from somewhere else. Like, I don't know where you get off saying that. So they're not American. So I don't know where they get off saying that, you know, we're the more supreme race. But I think that's fed into it so much, and it just kind of ignited this whole racial tension, and again, it played a large part into what happened during the latter part of the year with the whole presidential race, because Joe Biden kind of tapped into that. And I think that everyone has a case. Black lives do matter, and Miggy touched on it really well. It's not that we're saying that Black lives matter only. All lives matter, but you got to recognize the fact that if I'm a Black dude walking across the street, it's not safe for me because now I can't even trust the cops, and I'm supposed to trust the cops with my own safety. It's like walking on the street sometimes in the Philippines, and you look like a drug user, a drug dealer, and you can't walk around. You're not safe. The cops are the ones coming after you. So that's and I think that's what they're speaking to. Yeah, that's what they're speaking to. It's again, people in the United States. If you're listening to this, they're not saying. No one is saying that your life doesn't matter. It's just that we want to put a spotlight on a racially divided country where injustice seems to be favoring people of a certain color. It's just that. It's that. And as politically safe as I can put it, they have a say. They have a right to voice this out as a concern. So it's probably one of the highlights of this entire year because we still got to see a lot happening in the United States. Guys like Jaylen Brown and LeBron James were speaking out about it. Even people like Drew Brees and other people of, you know, a different skin color, they were voicing out their concerns. The U.S. became like, you know, everybody's looking at the U.S. What's next? What's going to happen? So,
I really thought, bro, U.S. was really crumbling down when that situation happened. It's just, I'm really happy that they were able to you know, cope up with that situation because it was really scary, man.
Yeah.
It was,
man, I have siblings. I have.
Good.
Yeah, they're burning stuff. They're burning stores. I mean, Oregon, I think, or Portland. Yeah, Portland was placed under some type of calamity or state of calamity. I think the president sent out the National Guard to take over the city. And it's just funny, and it's not really funny, but it's kind of tragic to see, again, a country like the United States. You'd think this wouldn't be an issue, but apparently it's such a big issue. You have every big name athlete is probably Black. Right? These guys are making millions of dollars, but apparently that doesn't matter to them. It's weird. Barack Obama was president. He was black as hell.
Yeah, correct.
And guys,
I thought that.
Yeah, Migs, go, Migs. You were saying something.
The irony is, the U.S. is always, you know, the U.S. is like the big kid on the block. Now, among the other countries, they like the big kid on the block, trying to shove down democracy into everyone else's throats. And then even they go to other countries, they invade it, they topple the regime, and then establish democracy here and establish democracy there because they call themselves the beacon of democracy. But apparently, people can't voice out their concerns in the U.S. without being labeled an anti-government, you know, without being labeled, without being threatened by the same people who are trying to shove down democracy into everyone else's throats. I mean, you know, they think they're, you know, the sad thing is, you know, a lot of these people, they're not able to really voice out their needs without having to protest, di ba? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
it had to come to a point na they had to make a lot of noise, topple all these statues for them to notice that this is a problem, di ba?
For sure, man. For sure. Good thing again, Migs, for tapping that scenario there. Appreciate for that. I know, brother Jerry. I know that you'll be working in about a few minutes from now. Let's try to get your take one last, bro, with Black Lives Matter. What's your take on this?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, actually. Even unborn fetus, it matters, okay? We are
Right?
all human beings. What?
Sabi na huwag mo yung kag-yellow.
Yeah,
So we're getting there, huh?
Black, Caucasian, Asian,
Oh,
brown,
God.
whatever. All lives matter. Okay.
All right, all right.
So no race is more superior than any other race. Um, that's a fact. Okay. So I've seen a lot of videos which no, racism in America still perpetuates, and it's very systemic. It can't help but empathize for all the colored people in America because they're scared on daily. Actually, they're scared daily, especially the police. Wherever they went or they go, somebody will just call the police, saying anything because they are racially profiled. So, I mean, if you
Yeah.
live on a country like that, I mean, it's really scary for you if you're a colored individual. So that's one. And the reason why the incident with George Floyd sparked it opens Brother Jaff said Pandora's box because that Floyd was actually murdered live. And what I mean by that is that while it's going on, some people are taking videos of what was happening. So it was really, he was murdered live. Um, so that really sparked a lot of emotions, especially
Yeah.
for the black people. So that's why after that, riot, burning of businesses is ongoing. It's rampant all over the country in America. And what's sad about that is
If you
they,
manage to see, you have to.
they forgot that we are also in a pandemic. So
Mm.
they did not really observe social distancing. So that's probably one reason why America, with this pandemic, they have the most number of deaths for
Yeah.
COVID-19. So it's really, really tragic that it happened during the time of pandemic. So I again, they just recently have a black president in Barack Obama. I thought that's the time when the racism in America will be tapered off, but
Mm.
unfortunately, it's not. Still very, very systemic on their day to day, on a day to day basis in
Mm.
America. So it's really sad. So I hope moving forward, they get to realize that all lives matter, and that's it. And by the way, Brother Jamir, thank you
Yes.
for having us here on your finale. So it's really a pleasure to be here on your finale, and I'm so happy, guys, that we were able to reunite here this day
Uy,
because
kuya,
I miss you a lot.
finale,
What?
finale, year ender, money.
Yeah, final. This is final
Final
episode.
episode for the year. Final episode for the year.
Finale, right? A year ender. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. But again, from the bottom of my heart, it's nice to be here, and it's nice to be meeting Jeff and Migs this year and reunite with Mark and Jamir. And let's have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe
sir.
always, guys. Love you
Yeah.
both.
Stay safe,
Oh,
guys. Stay safe, guys. All right.
leaving now.
Jern,
Thank you.
I know that you'll be working, bro. Again, just before you go, I just wanna say thank you so much for
You're welcome.
honoring my invite to you. I know it was really short notice, and I'm really glad to see your fucking face on the screen again, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Just let.
Adios.
Don't swipe left, swipe right. Delete app.
Yeah. Mag-shorts
Yeah.
na.
Yeah, bro. You better, dude.
I'll go to
Again,
Maria. Maria,
I'm gonna.
Maria from last.
Yeah, Maria.
Maria called.
Talk to Maria.
She gonna be bro.
All right.
Awesome,
Anyways,
man.
Maria
thank you
gonna be
guys.
pissed, bro. Better put on some pants.
All right, Jared. We'll talk to you soon, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
And
bro.
yeah, and guys, I know Jared will leaving us. Now he has already left. So let's get your take. Mark, with Black Lives Matter, bro. What's your opinion on it, or reaction maybe, or how did it affect you, or friends you have on the States? What's up with that?
Actually, for Black Lives Matter, for me lang it's really more of like respect. As what Kuya said, all lives matter. So regardless what race, what ethnicity you have, so we have to respect each other. But personally, I guess I wasn't really that much that much affected by it, mainly because more than I had too much in my plate to really too much negativity. I knew that there is something happening. I watch a little bit of the news regarding the killings, black guys, but I really didn't really dwell into it that much, mainly because it was just like too much negativity in the world going on. So I just had to really think about what really matters for me, and for that saying, I guess I had to start it within myself. I mean, I've been doing it. Not only during. I mean, I've been doing it in the past. Wherein, I respect everybody I meet, regardless of what his race, his status in the society. So, I guess that's where it would really start. But in regards to how it has affected people in the U.S., I mean, as what we can see right now, I mean, it has affected them very much. But hopefully they would be able to really go through this, all right, or they would be able to surpass this, mainly because then again, we are all brothers, so we have to respect each other. But on the political standpoint, then again, I really didn't dwell on it that much. Too much negativity. I can't have much more in my life.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, with all the craziness, and how busy you are with business and shit, and with your shoe collections, I know it's gonna probably affect you somehow if you absorb that negativity in you. And guys, I'm not sure about you, Jaff and Migs, but this was the exact same topic we did when I had an episode with Mark. We talked about racism.
True.
We talked about brotherhood. That was episode number 3. If you'll be having some time, tune in with that. That's one of the topics. That's one of the topic we did discuss previously. And totally, from all of you, I got tons and different perspectives. But again, overall, one of the biggest takeaway that I can probably say is that definitely all lives matter. It's just that when all hell broke loose with the killing of George Floyd and with social media, it opened our minds out. And even the politicians are hiding in their pants, bro.
True.
They were totally scared of what happened. And it was like, if they won't be able to resolve this shit, it's going to be killing the U.S. and the economy. And gladly they were able to cope up with it, able to make adjustments. And I'm really hoping with what the famous black athletes that able to voice out, with music artists, jumping into the table, and a lot of celebrities that are black are talking about that, or even the white folks out there supporting the movement for Black Lives Matter. Totally made a huge impact. And again, I hate to admit it, but I really thought that when Obama, sat as the president, I really thought that it's gonna be the end of the sufferings of the Black Americans, Black folks out there, not just in U.S. but the entire world in general. But apparently it wasn't, and I'm hoping that the lives lost, with George, with Ahmaud and Breonna Taylor. I'm hoping that even if they lost their lives, it could probably bring up some lives even more.
True.
And touch more lives with what
I think that's
significantly happened.
ultimately, yeah. I think that's ultimately where they're going. So let's see how it pans out for the U.S. They got to fix that. I mean, it's like a 100-year-old problem that they're dealing with.
True, guys. That's exactly true. And tell you honestly, this is just the second point that we've tapped, and I've picked three that will literally made a huge impact in the entire world. Now let's try and move on with this, bro. I wanna also pick your brain, and I need to probably get your reaction. If you recall the Beirut explosion, it was a massive explosion at the Beirut port, sparked. I think that was August 4th,
I remember,
if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And it was an accidental detonation of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate. Killed at least 190 people and injured thousands of others. Where were you, bro, when that happened? What was your initial reaction? Maybe let's start with Jaff, bro. Take it away.
Honestly, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist when I heard that news. They're claiming accidental, right? Yeah, no, I mean it's so coincident. I mean, it's not even. I can't even deem it as an actual accident. That's the thing. Like, for somebody, you have to know like a couple of things, right? Number one, the people who have access to resources to that company or that business that put that up, these are very, very careful people. That's not
true.
Number two is
Exactly.
although you could claim it off as a mistake, or you could broadcast to the media that it was accidental. What actually had to happen for that amount of explosive to go off, knowing full well that if the slightest thing goes wrong, you could create a crater the size of the moon on Earth? So I don't buy it when they said it was accidental. I thought it was absolute horseshit. Number two, I thought it was my own weird theory in my head, and same with the coronavirus. I also have a weird theory in my head that I think is true. I thought that was more of a demo explosion than an actual accident, meaning somebody in big government wanted to test how strong and how much in whatever element that was would it take to blow a hole into us. Going back maybe 50 or 70 or 80 or 90 years, when they tested about the atomic bomb, I thought they were trying to do a similar thing, only in a country like Beirut, where I thought it was it in Beirut? Beirut, right? If I'm not
It was in
mistaken.
Beirut, yeah, correct. Their port.
Yeah, in a country like Beirut, I thought it was really weird that they tested it out there. Beirut is not an unknown country or an unknown element, but I thought it was more deliberate than anything. I thought it was intended. I don't think it was an accident at all. You would have to be really ignorant to believe that it was an accident to me. Like, if you've ever walked into something that sensitive, these people know exactly what they're doing. So to trip up in that way and create a giant crater that they did had to be intentional. I'm not buying it like in any way, shape.
Good take. Exactly my take, bro. What about you, brother Mark? What's your take on it?
Then again, just like Jaff, if it was an accident, it wouldn't be that massive of an explosion. Then again, only people on high positions would really know what's behind it. I mean, there are a lot of conspiracies that we could link it to or something, but then again, we are in a world right now. We're living in a world wherein there are a lot of things that aren't really given out into the public, probably to protect us as well. And we know that every country or like every powerful nation is really preparing. I don't know for what, but they just don't wanna they don't wanna be taken advantage. So I guess this is one effect of that. That's what Jeff said. Actually, I buy into your theory that it's more of like a test than an accident. So
it just doesn't
yeah.
make any sense. Like how? It's too stupid. You're too stupid to believe if it was an accident, I swear. It's like the coronavirus to me.
For sure.
True. Because then again, for me also, coronavirus is more of like starting a chemical warfare. And
it is. It's biological warfare.
Exactly. So there are a lot of like theories that we could or points that we could talk about why that happened, but my reaction to it was just that I think the government really thinks that we're that stupid to believe what they actually say in the conferences and such, right? But then again, we really prove anything that we're saying right now. But then again, we just have to see what happens in the future. If things like this might happen again, and what the government actually has to say about it.
Exactly. And good thing. Great points that you tapped there, bro. And for me personally, I think I buy into what Jaff mentioned. I just couldn't believe it, man. And when they released some, a statement over, I think it was broadcasted on CNN and some other CBS, I guess so. That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying to what they told us, man. And they can't blame people. Now imagine, bro, if social media isn't available right now and that freaking thing happened, they can just easily erase that news in about 4 or maybe 5 weeks time. Easy, right? And people are much smarter now, and we are pretty much in a world where we can go research whatever there is to see. And it's just that I'm not buying with what they said. And I guess Jaff was able to point out, pretty clearly on that. I don't know if we have Migs back on the line. Migs, you there, bro?
I know we have this weird avatar picture. Looks like he's staring into the hole. Like, you know how you have that hole after you finish
that
roll? That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Migs,
weird, man.
Are you hearing us, bro?
What are you doing?
Nah, I don't think you're on mute, bro. I don't know if you're hearing us. Migs, you there?
Move my mouse if you're there, Migs.
Yeah, I think
he's not here. No.
No, man, no kidding. I mean,
No,
I think they're having a low pressure area in the Visayas region right now. In Leyte, specifically.
Yeah.
In Cebu, is it raining there right now, guys?
It is.
Right now?
It is.
It is.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
That
out here,
figures. Somehow we're getting some. We're getting some latency as far as the broadcast is concerned. But guys, I mean, before before we go and wrap up the show, I'm just gonna try and talk a little bit more intimate with you guys. Let's start with you, Mark. Bro,
yeah.
I know you've been killing it with your business, man, despite, with the pandemic as a bigger, obstacle maybe for this year. And obviously your addiction with shoes and all that. But, I mean, 2020, what do you consider your biggest win for this year?
My biggest win is, for me, family time. That was one of the things that I really can't do and I really can't get for the longest time. All right, so I had time with the kids, with Jambi, and somehow it also brought me closer to my parents. They've been visiting me for since I'm not that busy, or I'm busy, but I'm just at home, so they could always come here anytime they want. So I guess for me, that's the biggest take that 2020 actually has given me.
Awesome.
Yeah, time with family.
Awesome, man. Same thing for maybe. With most folks that are doing the same stuff that you're doing, probably that's one of the things that they're pretty much blessed to experience, despite the pandemic that we're in. Brother Jeff, I want to ask you one thing, bro. What are you anticipating so much to happen for you this coming 2021?
Man, for me, I'm looking.
Getting married.
I'm looking to actually just. I don't know where that rumor came from, but I don't know. It blew up on my Facebook for whatever reason it did. But I'm looking to just keep growing, I guess. Like Mark has a business. I'm also actually looking to do my own thing very soon.
Awesome.
Maybe I'm hoping next year I'll get to start. I'm not competing with Mark, although I am in digital marketing, but I'm not competing in the same market. And then let's see what happens from then on. It's going to be an interesting year. So I'm excited 2021, man, for sure.
Awesome. And I think we just lost Mark there. If it's raining pretty hard there, bro, I think that's probably affecting the internet connection. Mark, you there?
Yeah, I'm back.
It is. Yeah,
Awesome.
it is.
Guys. So, man, guys, it's been almost 2 hours, and with all the episodes I've been through, this is the longest shit I've done. So, but I don't regret it. It's the
Cebuano Hoops live enough, bro.
For sure. I mean, this is the very last episode for 2021. And then again, I want to thank you all for being here with me. Migs is no longer with us. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this internet connection. Thank you so much, guys. Marky, before we end the show, bro, anything that you want to promote, put some shout outs with, take the floor, bro.
Actually, just wanted to inform everybody that Cebuano Hoops Live is still here. All right, we're gonna be back. Yeah, we're gonna be back soon. Probably today. Diretso na ta, Jaff?
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah, keep supporting Cebuano Hoops Live, and also, please like and subscribe my channel on YouTube, my page on Facebook. It's 032 Kicks by Miller. Right, so I do like some reviews of shoes. I do like anything shoe related and basketball related stuff. All right.
Awesome.
So and soon today, probably January, we're gonna be opening Jam Bakes and Jambi CC Gun in Naga City.
Naga City, right? Okay, gotcha.
Right. So finally, we're gonna
I'm gonna hit that up.
January.
Hit that up.
All right. All right. So that's it.
Yeah, thanks so much, bro. I think we have Migs on the line. Migs, you there, bro?
You're still on mute.
And siguro. And then
All right. Your picture's really weird, bro. It's just like you're staring at us. Migs, brother, we are about to wrap up the show, bro. Just wanna, anyone that you would wanna greet, promote. I know that you're cooking something, so please share it over to the world, bro. Take the floor. And then Migs gone. Yeah.
Wow,
It's really it is the connection, bro. Because he told me earlier that it was raining like the entire day for him. So. Yeah, man. What about you, JQ, brother Jeff? Shout outs or anything you want to promote right now. Take it away.
Now, for me, just a shout out to everybody who is watching Nothing But Up. Make sure to support the podcast for sure. Jameer Angelo are ready to bring you all the latest and greatest from with anything marketing related. I know what you do with the DM world also. That's pretty tight, bro. So helping people, come up with a job online, I think that's pretty cool. And Cebuano Hoops Live, hey, we're making a comeback, motherfucker. We're on your cell phone in the bed. Yo, no.
Stay tuned. We're gonna be live in 30 minutes.
God, it's been
We're
so
on,
wild,
bro.
Ah,
We're on. Let's
stay
just
tuned,
try and get a
man.
quick breather,
We're gonna be
maybe.
we'll be invading your Facebook and all that shit.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
bro. And again,
but that's about it for me, man. It's been an honor to be on Nothing But Up.
awesome, bro. Appreciate you. Again, Mark, you two guys are the ones that are left now. So anyway, again, thank you so much for being here. I was really meaning again to have all of you on my very last episode for this year 2020, and it's a cool thing to get again a different perspective about the events that did happen this year. A lot of takeaways for my audience, and I'm pretty blessed again to have you on my show. Thank you so much, bros.
Yes, sir. Anytime,
Hey, no
anytime.
problem, man.
Awesome. So, guys, let's try and wrap this up. Again, this is Nothing But Up the podcast. This is episode 21 of season 1. And I'll see you next year, guys. See you on our next episode. Peace, y'all.
I'm always flexing.
Thanks for tuning in. Download this episode and pass on the news. Hit like and subscribe. Watch out for our next episode coming out next.